So today I'm going to be presenting the story in Tango Makes Three in terms of its relevance in creating a culturally responsive and inclusive early learning environment. It is written by Justin Richardson and Peter Parnell and illustrated by Henry Cole. And it is about this love story of two penguins at the Central Park Zoo, Roy and Silo, on their journey to becoming the fathers of Tango. Um, and some of the my hope through this presentation is to provide listeners with an understanding as to how they can promote inclusivity and acceptance, and a deeper understanding of family diversity and differences in family dynamics and structure in the early learning setting. These are just a recap of what diversity and inclusion mean as stated by Cambridge Dictionary. So in my opinion, the quality of the book is it does a really wonderful job of promoting concepts like inclusion and diversity in a developmentally appropriate manner and also an engaging manner for younger children. It recounts the love story of Roy and Silo, who are pictured in the bottom right corner alongside their daughter Tango. So they fall in love and they start caring for a rock because they see all the other penguins in the zoo caring for their eggs, and they demonstrate a desire to have a family of their own. And so a zookeeper at the zoo acknowledges this, and there's an egg that's in need of loving parents. And so that's how they are introduced to the egg of Tango, who they then care for after while in the egg, and then once Tango is hatched in the real world. So there's many positive attributes to the book, including the fact that it's engaging and visually appealing. It promotes inclusive principles, and promotes the concept of family diversity in a developmentally appropriate manner. And it openly speaks to the love story of a same-sex couple, and introduces this in a very just open and embracing way, and demonstrates that there's all sorts of different family dynamics, and the most important thing is that everybody loves and cares for each other. So some of the issues raised include the experiences and conflicts and hurdles that LGBTQ2S plus individuals or people within this population experience in terms of having a family of their own. It also speaks to adoption and the process of adoption in a very simple way. But it does speak to this when Tango is introduced to Roy and Silo. It also talks about acceptance and inclusion and family diversity. The age range is preschool through to school age. And one negative attribute, although I don't see many, this was the one negative attribute that was kind of highlighted for me, which was that it's difficult for some children to make the connection between Roy and Silo being animals that are in a same-sex relationship and how this transfers to humans, and humans can be in a same-sex relationship too, and there are families with two dads or two moms or whatever it may be. And so that's something that's might have to be kind of, depending on the age group, clearly defined and identified so that they can best understand the meaning of the story. So this is some of the language used. My favorite is the bottom quote there that says, Tango was the very first penguin in the zoo to have two daddies. Here are some illustrations. I really like the one up in the right corner where they're all snuggled together, and it represents a really loving and caring family dynamic. Some personal and professional reflections. For me personally, it was a really good way to reflect on how I can best promote diversity in the classroom and kind of the ways in which this can be presented in a developmentally appropriate manner. And then professionally, it's really great for promoting things like empathy skills among young children. And then it's also, again, important for deeper conversation and reflection in the classroom. It promotes representation and a sense of belonging among children from varied family structures as well, which is really important. These are some extension activity ideas. And overall, I really enjoyed the story and the fact that it does a really great job of presenting family diversity and inclusion in the early learning setting. And these are my references. Thank you for listening.